Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. I am Jen, the Caffeinated Crafter. Today is Saturday, October the 15th, 2022. This is Flosstube number 23. If you are new to my channel, I would like to welcome you. This is a channel where I talk about my cross stitch. I do everything from small projects to really big ones. I get pretty good amount of progress on them, although I have 85 whips right now. So because I rotate through them, I don't really finish a whole lot of things because I'm constantly switching projects every other day. So I know if I sit down and focus on some of these pieces, I could just knock them out and get them done, but what's the fun in that, right? If you're returning to my channel, I'd like to welcome you back. If you saw my last video, I feel like I have a hair. There it is. I think I got, oh, there's another one. I'm shedding. If you saw my last video, I was talking about how I was going to have a focus piece, and I was going to pick a few projects to have as like my active whip pile. Sorry for the shadows, by the way. It is like getting really dark and gloomy outside. So I don't know how good the colors are going to be for stuff. You're just going to have to deal with it because I just want to get this thing filmed and get it done. So anyway, so what I'm doing for the month of October is I have one of my big full coverage pieces as my focus piece, and my goal is to work on that 3 days a week, and my goal was to get 6,000 stitches, which I am almost already at that goal, but I'm going to keep working on it 3 days a week just to see how many I can get on it. And then I have about 15 other projects in my active whips that I have. My smaller pieces, I have a goal of 2,000 stitches. My bigger pieces, I have a goal of 5,000 stitches. And when I hit the goal, it doesn't matter how long it's going to take me, because if I don't, like, this pile is going to stay this pile into the next month as well. So once I hit the goal, I'll pull it out and then replace it with another piece. And then the idea will be that I will slowly get through some of these projects. If I'm close to finishing something, I'll go ahead and just I might go ahead and just keep working on it until it's done. We'll see. So yeah, let me go ahead and get started. So today I'm going to show you the whips I worked on. I'm going to show you my focus piece, figure out my tablet, and then I think I might go ahead and show you some of the things that I'm going to be starting for. I'll be doing a new event in November, New Start November, where again I will be doing a start a day for 30 days. I have some stuff ready to go for that. So the first project I'm going to show you is this is a stocking from Heaven and Earth Designs. This is called The Falling Snow. Artwork is by Alan Guiana. I'm stitching this on a 25, well, hold on real quick. I'm going to say this every single time I show you a stocking. I have two of them right now, but the center of if you're going to do a stocking, the center of your stocking is not going to be here. It is not. It is going to be over here, because you have to take into account the foot of your stocking. And I say this because I've seen people on Facebook cry and moan about how they don't have enough fabric for the foot of their stocking because they started their pattern with thinking this is going to be the center, and it's not. The center of the overall pattern is right about there. So anyway, so like I said, this is from Heaven and Earth Designs. This is 296 by 393. It's got 90 colors. I am doing this on 25 count, easy count Lugana, 2/1/10 stitch. I did 600 stitches on it when I pulled it out, and I am sitting at 13.79% complete so far. What I worked on was up here in this corner. I got some of this corner done, and I was working my way kind of like, you know, a little bit going across that way. This is the whole thing that I've done so far. When I started this piece, I decided to do extreme cross country. And as you can see, I decided to say screw it. That didn't last very long. So I came up here and I started working up in the corner to try to start working on getting the leg of the stocking done. So I did 600, so I have 1,200 stitches on this before I set this aside and pull out another piece. And this is going to be for one of my kids. And then I have another one that's not in my whip pile, I don't think. My active whip pile. I have another one for the other child, but I don't know which one's getting what yet. So, yeah, like I said, I'm at 13.79% complete on that. The next piece I worked on is Autumn Sampler. This is from Cooler Design Studio. And I'll link all these things down below. But this is from Cooler Design Studio, Cooler with a K. Their website is coolerdesign.com. I am stitching this on a 28 count tea-dyed Monaco, 2/2. And I did 800 stitches on this. So this was already done. I worked on a couple of these leaves here and then a lot of this right here. So this is going to be a little farm scene right here. So you can see the barn starting to come in. That's obviously the sky and the sun. And when I backstitch this, it's going to say harvest. I think this is going to be one of the pieces that I will backstitch as I go. So once I get this little section done, so I'm going to work on getting this little section done here, and then I'm going to try to like kind of start backstitching as I go, because as you can see, there's a lot of it in there. And I'm worried that if I get to the end, it's going to turn into my other projects where I get all the cross stitching done and then I say screw it and set it aside and don't finish it. So yeah, it's just hard because it's like, you know, it's like at what point do you start your back stitching so that you can end your thread easily, or, you know, where do you stop cross stitching so you can go ahead and start back stitching, whatnot. So anyway, I'll get it figured out. But yeah, so there's that. Like I said, I did 800 stitches on it. I don't know my percent complete on that because of all the back stitching. And then the next piece I worked on is California Dreaming. This is from Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Jeff Haney. This is regular size max color. It is 701 or 700 by 500. 700 stitches wide, 501 stitches tall. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And I'm stitching this on a 25 count easy count Lugana, 2/110 stitch. I have done a total this month so far of 1210 stitches. And what I decided to go ahead and do was start parking my threads again. So I came in and I have my Q-snap over here, and oh my God. I started getting all this confetti over here taken care of, and then I just kind of started working my way, like going across, but like down in columns. So, but I'm parking to the side, trying to see if that affects lines in your project at all. And I'm thinking, because of my other piece I'm doing it on, I'm thinking it might be not so much. It's a combination of tension and confetti. I think it's tension and confetti. If you have a lot of confetti, you're going to end up with bulkiness, which if you work in a row or a column, you're going to end up with not necessarily a visible line, but you could probably feel it. And that's just the way it's going to go with confetti. So I am, what percent am I done on that? I didn't write it down. 10.72% complete on that one. Okay, so I did 1,200, so 800 more stitches, and I will set that aside and pull out another piece. The next piece I worked on is another, apparently I have a lot of Heaven and Earths that I'm actively working on right now. Will you stop? I'm trying to, there we go. The next piece I worked on is Springtime Splendor from Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Randall Spangler. This is a regular size max color. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. It is 450 wide by 758 tall. And what I did with this one was I counted over to the right edge yeah, the right side because I was closer to that edge than I was the left. I normally work left to right, but this one I'm kind of working right to left right now because I was closer to that edge. And that is what I've done on that so far. So working in some of that tree there. I've done a total of 1,200 stitches on this one. So 800 more stitches to go, and I will set this one aside for a little bit. So yeah, isn't that pretty? Yeah, I like it. And this is what I've done on it so far. I can't see. Okay, I'm trying to show you what I've done and I can't see you. Here we go. So yeah, there's that one. And this one I think like 3 point something or other percent. I was closed out of Pattern Keeper. Here we go. This one I am 3.01% complete on it. And I made myself a little tracker for each project. This next piece I worked on is from Stitching Jewels. This is James Dean. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. It's a monochrome piece. And this is 170 by 240. It's about 12,954 stitches. This is being stitched on an 18 count Aida, I think in the color Hazelwood. I kept saying it wrong in other videos. I think this is Hazelwood. I still don't know who made it though. I gotta look at my 1, 2, 3 stitch order to see who made it. This is also the piece where I started where it was oriented incorrectly. It should be like this. And I started it like this, but it's gonna fit. So, old Jimmy here went from looking like he was balding to having an alien head. So this is the top of the pattern right here. The way I have my Q-snap, it was like kind of right here, and so I just went ahead and I was like, well, let me just get to the top here so I can just kind of start filling in and get his hair so he doesn't look like he's balding anymore. So, but yeah, I counted and I will have enough room. I'm just gonna have a lot of fabric left over on the sides. So I did 600 stitches on that and I'm 20.01% complete on that one. This next piece I'm not very happy with. Not that I'm not happy with it, I'm more not happy with myself because I made a counting error. This is Heaven and Earth Designs, Artist Kitchen, regular size max color. That's what it's gonna look like when it's done. The artwork is by, I don't know how to say his name right, but I'm gonna call him Jacek Yurka. I don't know how to say his first name. There's his name. I don't know how to say it. This has 238 colors. I'm stitching this on a 20 count white Aida, not gridded. That was my mistake. This is where I'm at. I started in the middle because it's not gridded and also because my fabric where I got it from was cut unevenly. So I figured, well, I have enough that I know if I start in the middle, I'll be okay. You see all this right here? So I worked on some of this over here and some of this over here and a little bit down here. But all this right here that I also worked on, I gotta pull all that out because this whole thing is supposed to be down and over this way a little bit. It's supposed to be right there and it's way up here. So mad at myself. So yeah, I gotta pull all that out. So frustrating. It's like 250 stitches or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, the last piece I am going to Last piece I'm going to show you is my focus piece for the month of October. This is Honeymoon Sunset by Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork is by Abraham Hunter. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And this is $8.69 by $6.49. It's got 133 colors. Whoopsies, dropped something. I have done a total since the beginning of the month. I keep dropping things. I've done a total of 5,000 stitches. This is being stitched on 25 count, easy count Lugana, 2/1/10 stitch. That's where I'm at so far. So what I did was I'm working all through here. I've gotten all this done right here. Isn't that nice? Super nice. Been working in a lot of the confetti that's been up here. That's been the death of me. It's taken me forever to find the holes where the stitching needs to go. So, and this is the piece overall. That's part of it. And there's the other part of it. So yeah. So I'm almost at my 6,000 stitch goal for the month already. So I'll just keep working on it 3 days a week because I really want to see how much of this I can get done. I know that I've gotten a percent because I remember at the beginning of the month that I had hit 27% and I was super excited about hitting 27%. So I was 26. So I think I've gotten almost a full percent, if not over a full percent done so far. So yeah, like I said, I'm at 27.79% done with that. Okay, so let me talk about my fake plans. So I'm going to keep working on the Honeymoon Sunset for the rest of the month, 3 days a week. So I got 2 more weeks of that. And I don't know if I'm going to pull any of these back out or if I'm going to work through some of the other pieces that I have waiting in the wings that are in my little rotation. Loose words rotation. I am slowly prepping for New Start November. I have a few different projects that I already have almost completely ready to go. Do you want to see them? I'm going to show them to you anyway. So I'm going to show you even if you don't want to see them. So this one here is from Dirty Annie's. It's called Fat Pants. And it says, Happy Thanksgiving, get your fat pants ready. And I'm going to be stitching this on a 16 count Dirty Ada. And this calls for Weeks, Dye Works, Classic Color Works, and Gentle Art. And I think I'm probably going to just convert it into DMC. I have one of these colors. I have one of these colors, but I think that I got it for a different project, and I think I'm probably just going to do DMC on this. If I do one of the fancy colors, I think Brown Bear is the one I have, and I think Brown Bear is the one used for the words, and I might use it for that. Other than that, I think I'm going to do regular DMC on the rest of it. I don't know yet. We'll see. So there's that one, and then the next one is from Puntini. It says, I will not buy craft supplies this month and other lies I tell myself. She has a few different ones. I don't know where to get the rest of them from because I've seen them, but I haven't seen where to get them. But this uses DMC colors, and I'm going to stitch this also on a Dirty Ada. I kind of really dig in this color right now. So I'm going to stitch it on that. And this next one I'm going to do is called All Hallows Eve. This was one of my, a lot of these are from my Expo purchases. But this is from Erica Michaels. And I'm going to be stitching this. This has a mix of Weeks Dye Works and DMC. And I'm debating on if I'm going to just do all DMC or if I'm going to go ahead and do both. I want to look at the things and make sure, because like the white is, I want to say maybe Grits. I think that's their white. I don't really see the need to get a fancy floss for the white. I don't know. I might for the orange though. I don't know. So I'm going to be stitching this on a, what size? 32 count Stormy Night. Isn't that pretty? This is a printed fabric, so it's blank on one side and then it's got the print on the other. How is this folded? I don't know. I unfolded it to show you guys, and now I can't figure out how it was all folded up. So I don't want to make new folds in it. I want to keep the folds that are there so it's not like completely wrinkled. Okay, and then the next piece I'm going to show you that I'm going to start is one of the mandalas that I got. This is from Kitty and Me Designs. This is Morning Glory. So I'll be starting that one. And I will be doing this on a 16 count Dirty Aida as well. This is actually the called for color. I think this is darker than what it shows in the picture, but the model was stitched on 28 count Dirty Aida. Or Dirty Lugana, whatever. Yeah, 28 count Lugana in the color Dirty, so I'll be doing that, and this calls for DMC and then one Kreinik braid in the color Pearl, which I think might be that white. Yeah, it's that white, and I'm not the biggest fan of Kreinik, so I think what I might do is maybe convert it to a Petite Treasure braid and do that instead. So I need to make a note to myself that I need to get that. And then this is when you know you have a problem. I forgot that I bought some patterns from Stitchrovia. This is Sweet Bee. Yeah, Sweet Bee. Isn't that pretty? I like that. I'm going to be, I had already, like these ones from Stitchrovia, I had already bought these. I've had them sitting in my little like PDF folder forever, and I'm like, I did not even realize that I flipping had these patterns. So I was like, oh my God. So I'm gonna be stitching this on 28 count Jobelan Even Weave in the color Lamb's Wool. I think that'll look really good on that. And then this is going to be, this is called Single Step by Stitchrovia. It says a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And I'm going to be stitching this on an 18 count white opalescent Aida. Let's see if I can get the, ooh, there you go. Look at that. It's like Christmas. And then this is like a pack of 3, Joy, Hope, and Love. And I have the white. I'm either going to use a new roll of white for, I'm going to stitch it on the colors that these are on. So I have a new roll of white, but I think this will be small enough that I can actually fit it on the other half that I have another project on in white Monaco. And then I got a roll of black Aida for Joy because I really like those fireworks on the black as much as I hate stitching on black fabric. I really think those fireworks are going to pop on the black. And then for the love, I picked up a little piece of this baby pink, what count? 18 count baby pink Ada. It's hard to tell the color with this lighting, but it's a really light shade of pink. Like, what does it remind me of? I don't know, like a baby pink, yeah. So, so that's 3 right there. And then this is from Little Robin Designs. This is Halloween Feather Tree. And I'm going to be stitching this also on a piece of Stormy Night. And this was one of the things that I decided, because of the way it looks, I decided to go ahead and get the fancy flosses for this. I don't know if you guys consider them fancy or not, but I do, because it's not DMC. Anything not DMC is fancy to me. Whoopsies. So I'm not going to show them individually because it's a lot. So I do have a couple patterns that call for the fancy flosses. So not all of these are going to go with this pattern in particular, but these are the ones that I picked up. I think most of these go in this though. There's just like maybe 2 that don't. The only one of these I'm going to show you individually is this one here. I didn't get this for a pattern. I just thought this was really cool. Look at this one. It's called it's from Weeks Dye Works. Yeah, it's from Weeks Dye Works, and it's called Trick or Treat. Look at that. I love that. Even if I never use it, I really love it. So I got that just because. But the only colors that I didn't get on this were Grits and Raven. Grits is a Weeks Dye Works white, and Raven is a Gentle Arts black. And to be totally honest, I didn't get them because they weren't there, or else I would have looked at them to see if I really needed to get them or not. But the Raven, I think it goes in the cat heads, and the Grits goes in the ghosts and like all the other white little doodads. So I'll probably just use 3865 and 310. And then the last thing that I have fabric for that I know of for sure 100% is this is going to be a restart. This is Summer Sampler from Cooler Design Studio. Artwork is by Sandy Orton. I have all the other ones started. I showed you Autumn Sampler a little bit ago. I don't like the fabric that I've already started this, and I've done this piece here and part of this right here, and I don't like the fabric it's on. It's very flimsy, and it just kind of does that when you're trying to work with it. And the other pieces I started on a 28 count tea-dyed Monaco, which I like a lot better. So I got some for summer sampler. So I'll be restarting this piece on this. And so I got to count and see how many pieces that is. But there is another piece that I absolutely will be starting in November for sure. That is going to be the Haunted Library Cell from Lola Crow Cross Stitch. She has an Etsy shop. She already has like, I think 7 chapters released. This is what up through chapter 5. I got to get the other 2 printed off, but I'm starting this with a small group of my friends. I have to get fabric for it, but we decided to start this in November. So I still have to get fabric for it. But yeah, and it's not super big. It's 174 by 161. So it's not super big. But anywho, oh, and then I got a piece of fabric from my needlework store that I went to today. I went to Silk Road Needle Arts in St. Petersburg. It's a pretty nice shop. It's got like tons of rooms in it. It's like a little house. It's got like 4 or 5 rooms, and he sells cross stitch stuff and needlepoint. But I ended up picking up a little piece of fabric. This is a 18 by 27. Picture this plus 18 count Ada in the color Coastal. I don't have anything to put on this yet, but I thought it was pretty. He thought it was pretty too. He was like looking, he was like, wow, that's really pretty. And he kept looking at it like he forgot that he had it. The owner of the shop. Okay, so there's a couple patterns that I'm going to show you because I don't want to be working on them next year. And you guys are like, oh, I want to get this pattern, because you're not going to be able to. These patterns I got from Pain Free Crafts. They retire at the end of October. So if you're watching this after October 31st, sorry about your luck. This is Wanderlust Camping. And all of these, the artwork is by Lars Stewart. And then this is Day to Night Africa. I already have Day to Night North America that I've already started. And that one's really pretty too. But these all retire at the end of the month. So if you are thinking about getting them, then you need to go ahead and get them before it's too late. This is Day to Night Iceland. And then this one is Day to Night Tropics. And then the Cross Stitch Studio has some patterns that are going to be retiring at the end of the year. So you still have a couple months to get them. This is one of them that's going to be retiring. This is a crop of a piece called From the Ashes. And this artwork is by Abraham Hunter. Like I said, it's from the Cross Stitch Studio. And there's a few other pieces of hers that I want to get as well. If anything, if I just get the PDFs for right now, and then I can just start them down the road. But they're going to, Cross Stitch Studio has patterns that are going to be retiring at the end of the year. And then also some limited edition patterns that I want to get to. They're only going to be available for a few months. This one is just a regular one. It was not on, you know, it's not going to be retiring or anything. I just thought it was really, really nice. I love that mason jar. It looks so cool. And, you know, her stuff stitches up really good. This is who made Honeymoon Sunset. So I have complete and total faith that that jar is going to look badass when it's done. And then my mom gave me this. This is from Fat Quarter Shop. This is Christmas Time Mystery Stitch Along. It's not really a mystery anymore. But she sent me that. So I'm going to get a little piece of fabric, if I don't already have one, to go ahead and stitch that up. And there's some other stuff too, but I don't need to show you guys all that because you've already seen it in other videos. So yeah. So I'm going to be starting those projects in November. I probably have a few more that I need to get. I need to make sure that I have 30 so that I can do a start a day for the month of November. And then I'm going to try to go back to this little rotation thing that I'm doing in the month of December. And so forth and so forth. And we'll kind of see how all that plays out regarding if that works for me. Yeah. I didn't really delve too much into it for this month regarding what I was planning on doing because I knew that it wasn't going to be anything permanent because the New Start November was going to be starting next month. So I figured I would try this out, see how it is, see what I need to tweak. I don't know if I want to try maybe pulling, like if I have seasonal pieces like my samplers, my autumn sampler and all that. These samplers, I was like, where is one? These samplers, like if I have summer sampler in my pile, when I get to the goal of that, I'll pull out autumn sampler or something like that. You know what I mean? So if I have some that are kind of like in a series per se, maybe, or kind of similar, like if I actually get all of these day to night pieces started, if I get the day to night pieces started, I already have the North America one, so maybe if I actually get all of them started, I'll just kind of, you know, use them as a little series and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm still working all the kinks out. You know how my plans are. I'll say something and then I'll turn the camera off and then I change my mind and I don't do that at all. So anyway, I will keep working on Honeymoon Sunset 3 days a week for the rest of the month. And, like I said, I don't know if I'm going to keep working on this pile that's right here, or I still have another pile of whips that I can rotate through as well. So you might see all different projects at the next video. In 2 weeks, that'll be what, October 30th, I think. Yeah, so you'll get one more video of 29th maybe. I don't know. Anyway, it'll still be October, so you'll see another video full of whips, and then the next video you'll see a couple whips and then a bunch of new starts. So anyway, if you liked what you had to see and you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below and the bell to be notified whenever I post a new video. And I would like to thank you so much for watching. Take care, everybody, and get lots of stitching in. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.